heard unbelievers saying, all things work out for our good? Let's look at some examples from the scriptures. The most important example we have is the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Although he told his disciples what would happen to him, but that on the third day he would resurrect, the concept was foreign to them. So they didn't understand or believe. Would you have believed that that terrible, horrible day of his crucifixion would lead to the most wonderful day in human history? Without the cross, there would be no resurrection, no redemption for the church. Matthew 27, Joseph, the favorite son of Jacob, whose name God changed to Israel, is hated by his brothers. So they decide to get rid of him. First, they were going to kill him, but later decided to throw him into a pit to be sold as a slave. Did Joseph imagine when he was in the pit, thrown in there by his brothers, later sold into slavery, unjustly imprisoned for years, that he would one day rule Egypt, the most powerful nation of the world? Then Genesis 37:50. The story of Jonah is unique because, unlike most prophets who are celebrated for their faith, Jonah is famous for his disobedience. His story is a journey of running away from God, only to be pursued by God's mercy. God spoke to Jonah and told him to go to Nineveh, the capital of the Assyrian Empire. The Assyrians were the bitter enemies of Israel and were known for their extreme cruelty and violence. Instead of obeying, Jonah did the exact opposite and ended up in a ship in a storm and then thrown overboard and swallowed by a fish. When Jonah was in the belly of the fish, did he for a moment think that he would survive? Did he imagine that his appearance would make a whole nation repent? Book of Jonah, so are these unbelievers, right? Remember, they don't know the whole verse. Romans 8:28. All things work for good for those that love the Lord and walk according to his purpose. For all things to work for good, we must love God and follow him. Jesus said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. John 14:21. Recently, a woman, mother activist, was killed by an ICE officer in the Minneapolis protests. I am sure you heard of this tragedy, an avoidable tragedy. I saw her father interviewed on CNN, where after many leading questions, the interview ended when if we walk in the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there. We don't know what eternity holds for her. Maybe she had an instant to repent and called out to Jesus. But we can't know that on this side of eternity. Yet, her death was awful and will leave a terrible mark on those that love her. Judas, a disciple of Jesus and the treasurer for the group, while he followed Jesus for 3 years and witnessed his miracles, the Gospel of John notes that he was not always honest. He was known to steal from the common money bag entrusted to him. John 12:6. He was also the traitor that turned Jesus in to be tortured and crucified. Later, seized with remorse, Judas tried to return the money. When the priests refused it, he threw the silver into the temple and hanged himself. Matthew 27:3-5. No argument that things didn't turn out well for him. His name is synonymous with traitor. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah, found in Genesis 18 and 19, is one of the most vivid accounts of judgment and mercy in the Bible. It follows Lot, the nephew of Abraham, who had chosen to settle in the fertile but wicked cities of the plain. Later, the sin is so great, God decides to destroy it. The angels warn Lot to gather his family and flee because the city is about to be destroyed. Lot's sons-in-law think he is joking and stay behind. At dawn, the angels literally have to grab Lot, his wife, and his 2 daughters by the hands and drag them out of the city, telling them, flee for your lives. Don't look back. As they reach safety, God rains down sulfur and fire, completely destroying the cities and the entire plain. During the escape, Lot's wife disobeyed the command and looked back at the city. The Bible records that she was instantly turned into a pillar of salt. Theology often suggests this was because her heart was still attached to the worldly, sinful life of Sodom, rather than the salvation God was providing. And yet, the act of looking back superficially looked so innocent. So, you see, not everything works out for good. We must love Jesus. We must make Jesus